Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
As for voters registered, last week and I made my position very clear. Say, consensus building is the way to go. Now, Miniaji say, and I made the point also say, the eminent advisory committee, I made the opportunity to come to the table as stakeholders and have a thorough, dispassionate, and constructive discussion over that issue. Now, Miniaji pa let me on this note state say Miniaji pa say NDC4 have heeded the call made by SAR committee. They say let there be calm and that Omo inviting Nina to the table for further discussions. On that note, Mati said they've suspended Omo symbolic speeches Omusha Siena na Omoyeno. Me part specifically demonstrations na Omoyeno. Omusi they've held that they've placed that on the ice pending the outcome of your engagement now. Eminent advisory committee and I think it's a welcome development. It's a refreshing development. I am awaiting a similar commitment from the NPP saying say almost on the table so that they beat me at discuss issues here and probably make a further commitment to say almost they are suspending their press conferences until such a time say a discussion because this is the way to go. I think this opening is huge for us. Let us go engage the Electoral Commission. Let us all present our cases. The way why we think we believe a certain course of action is the best in this argument. Until idea ebebwa maker and but idea a hard drink across when say Matisa EC setting 18th April the 18th to kickstart registration. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but this appears to be well. Let's wait and go for our discussion because we cannot be called to a discussion to discuss a particular issue. Abroad, there are this already, which technically speaking might be making moot any outcome at that particular meeting. But I don't want to be pessimistic. I am very hopeful. Me say even though a date has been announced, but
and I think the way I didn't. I think also I can't. I think the way I did. I think when
no me what you say sir electoral commission for so I crowd say omudi ni ebesi wo meeting honom no na ebefi mu bia ba no omo aye crowd say omudi be yejuma enti a date probably would have or could have been announced but no so nkyere say na ebesi wo honom no omo mfanye yejuma enti I want to believe, I want to favor hope in this circumstance and says even though a date has been announced but na ebesi no omudi they would act based on whatever is going to transpire at some meeting. Having said no issue say abeye issue obia has to do with the Forex Development Committee. The ownership of the committee is in dispute. The Minister of Finance for the 80 year abem and I abem omunomuti na say EMT na tie when mu na tie. Yeah, do you have any response? And I wouldn't be a moment to ask. Okay, mommy, come in. But whatever it is, I don't think, sir. You see, your car, it is for good reason. Your car economic policy, a 9 million. On the one hand, you have the monetary policy aspect of it, then you have the fiscal policy aspect of it. Now, each of SAR policies ye wo jumakua omu edihu juma. The execution, the planning and execution of monetary policy is solely the responsibility of the central bank. Fiscal policy, so the authorities are omu managers are in a Ministry of Finance. Now, Forex Development Committee, and Central Bank is normal because one of the core functions of Central Bank is to ensure exchange rate management or is to deal with exchange rate management. In fact, other jurisdictions are one of, in fact, their major monetary policy goal exchange rate stability. Brazil, for example, unlike in Ghana, our major for a monetary policy objective, goal, price stability, which is managing inflation, making sure say you don't have high inflation. That's our major monetary policy goal. But elsewhere, exchange rate na main and a major monetary policy goal. And it tells you say this is an objective and a functional that falls squarely on the laps of the monetary policy authorities. Nti anka omuti sa committee ya anka enye extraordinary. But if you have any other entity, titru na say I'm not sure it's mine. Na say uwo an authority to say fiscal authority to say Ministry of Finance. Atik committee say yeah. It raises all kinds of issues because central bank is supposed to be independent. Now, in the past, we complained about the DFN fiscal dominance. You have the Ministry of Finance trying to further their fiscal objectives using monetary policy instruments. And I'll cite an example. IFN open market operations. Yet to me, we sell government securities to mop up excess liquidity in this annual. This is an instrument monetary policy authorities, and a central bank use to ensure say you don't have so much money in circulation leading to inflation this annual. But until turn security so that don't bet me a man for more sabi sika edo munsemwa fine bibino their koto and all of that. So money comes back to the central bank, reducing the amount of liquidity you have in circulation this annual. But Kanino and this is a instead of allowing central bank to use that as a way of managing inflation, it became a tool for raising money to finance budget. And they were using a monetary policy instrument to further fiscal objectives. And idea it undermines the independence of the central bank. So fiscal dominance and if we have complained about it, and now we are moving from using Bank of Ghana instruments and our central bank instruments to raise money to finance budget, to now taking away their responsibility of managing your currency now, a hard journey. And we see this is a problem. If you have a committee, even though they have come out to say that is not the reason for setting up the committee, why would you set up a Forex Development Committee? What again on Baye? Because exchange rate determination is market driven. It is just largely demand and supply. Until this committee na dear no person muye. It is to investigate why all the models that talk about how exchange rate is determined. It appears your currency is beginning to via all those models. One of it suggests that once your economy is growing, you expect to have a stronger currency. But we are told that our economy is growing, yet you have a weaker currency, which it creates some disconnect. It's a mismatch. And it's na didn't far. They feel say young Koti committee like to deal with that issue. Until you cannot tell me say Forex Development Committee is not to investigate why the CD is still losing value against major trading currencies. Abra, you have other variables ananka Emma CD like performing well. So you can do all the PR, you can do all the propaganda to say it is not to investigate that. But I do not see what else they would do.
Mate Medase.
Mami for when we
but 10 minutes.
Just one for a last minute. I have made the point said the issues facing young currency emanate from the very structure of our economy but even though we did affecting and currency. You know why? When we say now, I don't know how many domestic banks or indigenous banks we have in operation now. A lot of them have collapsed. And these foreign banks, they repatriate profits. And Sebi, your currency is not a convertible currency. So they use your currency to go and buy a vehicle currency, mostly the dollar. No more they are repatriating profits to wherever the bank is coming from. And to Kahun say if they make their profit, no mudi profit no kruma, they go to buy dollar. Omuto dollar now, it leads to shortage of dollar in the system. And once supply of dollar begins to go down against a rising demand, you should expect that the price of that commodity called currency, in forex market, the price of currency is what we call the exchange rate. And if the price of currency now, which is dollar, cost through because there is shortage of it, you should expect your exchange rate to go up, which is what leads to your depreciation of currency. And I agree, sir, partly is due to the structure of economy. We import more than we export, but some actions we have taken in recent times, I think we didn't brace ourselves. I'm not saying the financial sector cleanup was a bad idea, but we didn't anticipate certain things. And I made the point, say some banks were worth saving. We had the opportunity to save some banks, but of course, people had other views. And also kahuna yesi ebreno. And another issue which I strongly feel is the reason why there's a disconnect between the fact that your economy is growing and your currency is not doing well. We need to ask or interrogate the source of the growth. When you take the real sector, your economy no enyin kesipa ne oil.
Any production.
And now oil, this is subject to fluctuations. And if production is not growing, your economy is doing well because oil is kakrebia bro. But anka ye produce export, you would realize that forex aye benyano will nusu bekoso, but oil aye kan wazemi. It is because ye lucky Emma value no cost and the volume so increasing. And since we are having issues with production,
more discoveries.
Now we are having issues with production because gas now you produce, at the various fields, Talo is having Talo and other producers are having difficulty discharging our gas, because Ghana gas pipe and some pipelines in San, so they are unable to produce as much as they should. And they are effective volumes, And once the volumes are down, you should expect that your receipts from oil no super form. And you are not doing more production, your traditional exports soon cost. Certainly, the amount of forex you have in your economy is subeti, and you begin to have all kinds of issues with your currency.
Thank you, Atik Mohammed. NYE structure for penny Edma PNC Amanyukuno.
Peace FM 104.3. Who to meet